I'm surprised he's good.
My God, I didn't realize someone can win poker like that. All right, so welcome back here to Calling the Audible.
What's wrong with your hair,
It's so messy, man.
How many days is it now? 19?
We got 3 more weeks till I get my haircut. So,
19?
yeah, 19 more. No, 20 more days till I get my haircut.
Wasn't 20 yesterday?
No, it's 3 weeks from today.
Okay.
Which is the third. I know we do the Thursday record of the podcast, but
So week 4 of the podcast, you're going to have brand new hair?
yeah.
Wait,
so-
Mo, you need to awkwardly introduce yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, my bad. Okay. Hi, I'm Mo Conch. I co-host this Division 5A and 5B podcast. I look forward to bringing you this show.
Hi, I'm Simone. I'm an analyst for the podcast. I write articles for FPF. I've been a member of FPF since 2010.
And he's single, ladies.
I'm not.
You will be.
You will be after this episode.
Hi, I'm Peeze. I like long walks on short bridges and old Murphy Brown episodes.
Hi, I'm Eagle. I like touching knobs and pushing buttons.
Okay.
Long walks on short bridges.
I also like swimming, by coincidence.
Oh
He
boy,
doesn't walk
this
fast.
is gonna be a long season of podcasting. Okay, guys. So we are going to be running the show. Our 5th member, our new member, Chris Rivet, is not here under the weather, but he will be here with us next week.
I like to call him Crivist.
Krivis, we'll call him the
Rivet?
Krivis.
Crivist.
I get it.
He will.
Short walks, not long.
He'll be replacing GM Clarethus, who was our 4th chair, and now
On assignment.
Isn't
Simon.
Eagle the 4th chair?
I mean, it's more like a couch.
Isn't Eagle on the first couch?
yeah, for sure.
The psychologist coach.
He needs to go. he needs treatment.
So 5A, 5B.
Yes.
Don't brain shame him.
Yeah, it makes you feel better. So 5A, 5B, we'll talk about who the writers are. An announcement at the end of the podcast of what's going to happen with the Saint Laurent games on Monday night as well. Gentlemen, let's dive into it for 5A and 5B. Your thoughts. We'll talk quickly here about what you guys saw, but your thoughts about these two divisions and what to expect from them this year.
Sorry, Eagle confused me so much right now. He was trying to say
Are we
something.
doing what we saw or are we doing...
We'll do what we saw afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, well, afterwards. Okay, so what we expect from 5A...
The clock's working, Eagle.
I hate him so.
5A seems to be what one would call a species of bird known as the clutter duck. There's a lot of very solid teams and no one who particularly shines at this point to me.
It's been 1 week though.
Yeah, I know. But even just looking at the rosters, I think it's teams that are very well built and deep, but not a ton of star power. Like we've seen in past into 5, sometimes you see just like 2 or 3 guys who will shine and really help an offense push through. It's not that kind of season for me. Division 5B, I think we'll see a little bit more separation as we've already begun to see with the scores in some of these games.
To me, 6B is where we're going to see the most. Like,
5B.
5B, sorry, we're going to see the most blowouts.
I agree. In all of them,
I think, I think there's a lot of very strong teams like the U, like the Process, and there's a lot of teams that. So there's a few teams that I feel that don't belong in 5B, and there's some teams that belong in 5B, where we're going to see a lot of these 40-6 games that are no fun for nobody.
Well,
So how do you curb that then? How do you reduce these blowouts in 5B if we're going to make this a competitive division amongst the 5s?
I think we're at this point where the division is just slightly too big. Like 50 teams split in 2 and 5A, 5B is just a little bit too much. That we have too many teams per division that creates this sort of parity. Disparity, not parity. Because we're stuck with having, if you have 30 teams together, the odds of these 30 teams being all of equal level is very slim. So either we have a 7th division.
5C.
Well, we have 9 divisions in
5C?
actuality.
Yeah.
We already have 9 divisions.
So what
11 technically.
What about 5C?
11, actually, yeah.
That could be potentially not so
Yeah,
bad.
but
We
look.
need 60 teams at least to make 3 divisions.
All right, so
50.
let's say for 5B,
I'm just telling you that's how we
I
do
know,
things.
I know.
there's some returning
I'm
teams,
telling you,
though,
maybe it's a
right?
bad idea.
we have Dope Boys in this
Sorry,
division. Orsa in this division. ECW in this
Orsa
division.
was in Division 6, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yep.
they were in E2
Yes.
in spring.
And now they're in
Bruins, who have now moved up to 5B. Punishers, another known team. Takeover, another known team.
the process was in
Finessers.
5B as well.
The Process.
And
Yeah.
Finessers lost in week 1.
Yeah, they were terrible. They were awful. My
That's
God.
that's crazy to me. 'Cause
22
I like
nothing.
that team a
Ryan
lot.
Kroof looked good, but he did not play good.
That's like the thing, right? Ryan Kroof. Oh man, I was gonna say something that's gonna get us in trouble. Do I do it?
No. All
right.
No, because we don't get the call.
Because
from
like you know when you go out and the date's going really well, the first part of the date,
Yeah.
yeah, but then the next part's the part that gets us in trouble.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You mentioned the Flying Flamingos, another team that's well known in the lower divisions. But are you surprised though that we could be going towards the direction of these teams running the train on these terrible teams below them?
I just feel like we already know who's making the playoffs in 5B. We know who's good. We know
I think
who's-
there's going to be at least 4 or 5 teams that are going to surprise us, come out of sort of
But
nowhere.
real surprise, like will they actually make it to the semifinals?
So just to clarify,
To me, it's going to be some. Sorry,
Go ahead.
it's going to be teams that are that right now you would rank in the bottom 6 or 8 teams, and they're going to end up being in the top 6 or 8
Okay, but
teams.
do they have a real chance? I'm saying those teams.
To me, if you make the final, the last 8, so the quarterfinals, it's in this division. It's
Do
pretty
any
good.
answer the question I'm asking you instead? Do any of the
You
teams
can't.
you're talking about in that classification have a chance of making the semifinals?
Yes, at least one.
Okay.
so just to clarify, it's 16 teams, 8 on each side of the conference bracket that will qualify for the playoffs this year. For those who are curious to know, but I mean, as Eagle comes
So
now,
will any
hovering
underdog
over-
win 2 playoff games? I believe so. I believe there's a chance that there's a team right now that we don't talk about or don't know. Like for instance, Les Gros Coqs, if they end up being like an 8-2 team, it's such a
That
good
was
name.
not his fault, Moses.
No, I know. I'm
That's
just
the name
saying.
of the team.
I'm just saying. I'm not surprised that you would mention this team.
Yes. If they finished like 8-2, win 2 playoff games and lose in semis, it would have been one of these teams that we didn't like foresee would have been a dominant team this season because we don't know anything about them. And they're so far after their first game, they've played really well, and I don't see why we wouldn't consider them a top team at the moment.
I'm worried about Black Knights.
Why?
They had to forfeit their game against Punishers because they had Jordan Alexis throwing the football for them.
Do we know that if it was maybe just they needed a guy last minute? And
No,
he would be there?
they knew that he was going to throw for them. They had a full roster. Stéphane Larizière was out of town for I think it was family.
That's what I'm saying. Was it just a guy needed to fill in for?
No,
a week?
they knew. Like Jordan's their boy, and they came up to scorekeeping Monday night with Alex Hollowak, who was scorekeeping that game, and literally I had to spend not that they prevented me from leaving the complex, but they kind of blocked me from leaving the complex by saying, "Why is it that we can't have this victory?" I go, "Dude, Jordan Alexis threw in other divisions, and once you throw in a hard division, that cap number is activated. Unfortunately, the quarterback cut number I believe is 72. He's a 75.2." I go, guys, that's something that should have been looked upon, and that's going to be emphasized for those teams.
So
If you-
3.2 is too high for
Yeah,
a player
also
to be above the cap and throw in that division is what you're saying.
yeah,
Also-
Just for reference, just asking for.
but
a friend.
just ask the scorekeeper or just
Friends and his
verify.
Peeze.
Also, they're 30 points above the cap on defense.
Yeah,
That was the bigger thing. Not only did
That's
they
the
violate
bigger-
the quarterback cap, they also extremely blew the defensive cap. Like
How
not
come
like
you
a
can violate
couple
the
points.
Quarterback cap by 3.2 points.
The quarterback cap by 3 points. The defensive cap by
Okay.
30
I didn't know
points.
that
That's
was
a
a thing.
30.
That's a 4A defense.
yeah. They play like a 4A defense.
That's not a 4B defense. It's a 4A defense. It put in
But
5B.
that's just careless, though, guys. I mean, you've been in the league for so long. I mean, you should know. Like, all those guys have played a minimum 2 seasons with this core group, and they had a good game. I mean, they played well against their St. Leonard rivals and the Punishers, and the Punishers knew by halftime they won this football game because of the infraction of the cap that they realized was being muscled by the fine folks of the Black Knights.
Did they realize it like during the game?
No, they literally prevented Hollowak and I, and there was an awful snowstorm Monday night, and I wanted to get home. I don't want to be in St. Leonard anymore. And I had to explain, I go, guys, like, you should know these rules. I mean, at minimum, come to us and ask us
So
this question.
we had it has to be a record amount of forfeits for week 1.
Man, there was a lot.
that was,
and
that was terrible. By
The
the way.
worst part is most of the teams forfeiting are all experienced teams. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's not, well. First of all, if you're a brand new team, put everybody at 55, you won't forfeit because you can't. But
Trop
But okay, but
offenders
like, I'm not
forfeit.
saying they're not guys who've been around for 1 season.
yeah. Okay, so more than like let's say 2 seasons. Everybody has
Or
already
like
been
a
in.
Division 6 team grabbing a guy who already threw Division 6 to throw,
Yeah,
to throw
yeah,
for,
okay.
for them in like last second. you know?
Yeah, it's a bunch
Or
of
like a first-time captain of a team type
Yeah.
of thing, right? You
Yeah.
played before but never ran a team, right? No, these are experienced captains returning rosters that just, oops.
just oops. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird to see that many. Like we were going through a chat and there was a lot more than anticipated. Hopefully, most of them will get resolved and we won't be have the same issue.
Yeah, but it's going to be the same, not recurrent incident, but we're going to have more forfeits. It's part of the process, the human nature of having so many teams in a league. You're going to have forfeits, within
for sure.
the structure of teams.
But to me, it's more like if you get a forfeit, it's one thing, but the guys should still get to play the game 100%. Like play the game as it is, and then get the forfeit afterwards. Because if you stop at halftime, it sucks for both teams. Right. Like in this particular situation, if Punishers stopped playing at halftime because they knew this game was a forfeit, I understand you don't want to get hurt or anything, but you did pay for the game, and you should.
I can understand it in a week 10 where like just playoffs.
Yeah, but
week 1, 2, 3, like
play for fun.
Play your game, yeah.
Just play the game, and then afterwards the result's going to change, which is going to make your night maybe better. But during the game, it shouldn't matter. Play to win, and then whatever happens.
It's weird. You're right, Peeze. It was the inverse, right? We see the trends 7, 8, 9, 10, and it happened week 1. Like, okay, guys, you can show up for week 7, 8, 9, 10 now. It's just too bad, right? But looking at 5A, guys, which teams do you think are the favorites to win 5A? 5A.
First piece.
Rolly with my homies, brothers. We have Super Saiyans, No Show, Tip Top Shape.
I like 5A. Never mind. I was on 5B. I'll let Simone go first, so as I find a page.
Outlaws, Voodoo, Papeltine.
To me, there's a lot of good teams in 5A, but like Peace said, I think there's also a lot of parity in 5A. I would say Super Saiyans, Outlaws are early favorites just because we know them. So.
And they have a bad taste in the mouth, Super Saiyans, and how they lost in the spring season playoffs, in which many thought they would have ran through their competition and they kind of choked at the end.
I think there's for sure. I think there's a lot of these teams in 5A that are gonna have above average records. So they're gonna play like 6-4, 7-3, but they're gonna be the better teams rather than those juggernaut 10-0s. I think it's one of those seasons where you're gonna see the second and third seed actually make into the finals rather than the number ones, just because of how the scheduling planned out and how every team is close to each other, and there's not one team that just outperforms everybody every single week. I think it's going to come down to who plays who, and it's going to be a very interesting division to follow just because of that. Just because of if you get to play a team that you're not necessarily a good counter to what you're doing, and it should be make for a very fun playoff as well.
I like Super Saiyans a lot. I like them a lot. I was going to say Outlaws, but that'll only happen if they bench Kevin Kusai.
Yeah, the rival of ours, Kevin Kusai.
Do you think Brocasian has
Evil
a chance?
Kevin Kusai.
Yes.
La Brocation.
I like GLC. They've flown under the radar. I think Hyman Lawang's really transformed that team. Remember, like I picked on them because they didn't have a quarterback. They bring in Hyman Lawang. And they've had some decent playoff runs in the last couple of seasons.
But it's weird because they never look good in the season.
No, they're slow starters.
Understand.
They're slow starts, but by week 6 they
6-4.
turn on.
Like they're lucky to get. No, they won. They win. No, they got the championship after going 4-6 in the season.
That sounds about right.
But they're synonymous to having like 6 losses for regular season.
Yeah,
and they make a 2-3 round appearance.
But they also miss a lot. Like they don't have the same guys every week. Like there's a lot of guys that own 6
but that's
games.
still part of it, right?
Yeah, but it also hurts your chances of having a successful season when
we're all saying the same thing, Simone. You're not making a new point. You provide additional information and now nothing new is happening.
this guy.
Do you think?
I missed you.
Do you think there's? You mentioned Super Saiyans. Do you think there's added pressure on them to win because of how well they were last year? Or do you think this is now the stars are aligned for them to finally come through and get themselves a championship?
Well, it's another year of experience for Jordan Allard at quarterback. I like them. The big issue I've always said is Jordan Allard needs to chill, and I think that comes with experience playing the position. You've seen more situations. You're less likely to get riled up, and I think the experience will do nothing but to help him.
So you're saying that immaturity could be an issue for Jordan Allard?
I think it could have been. I don't think it's the issue any longer. Jonathan McQueen, Jared Gallant gives them size. Derek Fontana is a great route runner. Just very strong team, top to bottom.
I think it's a very strong defense that has a good offense. The team is more defensive oriented, in my opinion, because it's tough to score against these guys because of what P said, the size, the speed. A lot of these guys could play a higher division if they wanted to.
A lot of them have.
A lot of them have before and proven that they're able to. So you were looking at a team that has a potentially Division 4 defense playing in Division 5 with a quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over much. Doesn't necessarily score on every drive, but they don't Like Jordan Lawler is not going to throw 5 interceptions in one game.
Better porn name, Gianni Johnston or Dylan Segal?
Dylan Segal, man. 100%. What team like Texas Ranger?
Under Siege XXX. What?
Texas Ranger.
Texas Ranger, what about them?
You got guys like you got guys like Jalen Granderson, Kieran Ranger. Like they've had talent guys who've played high level football, but why is it they always underachieve?
But they always play with 6 to begin with.
Yeah.
Doesn't
they barely
help.
have like 4.
And they always have one guy who's hurt on the team. It's playing
And they don't
with a
have
bad ankle.
they don't have a true quarterback.
So Kieran Ranger's not going to be the answer to their.
Look, Kieran Ranger's a great athlete, and if you have, there's so much better served having him as a receiver.
Is it his first season as quarterback?
I believe it is. I'll double check that.
They're trying something new.
I'm just saying a thing.
I believe they're trying something new at quarterback because they never had that quarterback before. I think it's going to be another one of those. It sucks to say, but learning season for them. Like they're good players individually. They just don't fit well together for some reason.
I just think if Jalen Granderson was your plan, stick with it, or go get a quarterback. Develop a guy start to finish, or get a guy.
Well, I'm shocked though. They have so many football friends. They can't find a quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't understand. They can bring in somebody with no rating and dominate, and I don't know why they don't do it.
So how surprised are you boys that like a dramatic fall from grace that we have Brocasian in this division? Are they that bad now that they have to play at the 5 level?
You know what it is? It's, man, like, age comes for all of us. And like they're not the same that they've always been.
Well,
and they of course don't have what's the dude's
Jonathan
name?
Lewis.
Kyle Lebowski.
They
They don't fit with him.
But
Right.
So they made the choice, like, let's play a lower division without our top gun.
But that's what they did last season in the spring. They didn't play with Kyle to play in the lower division. And I believe that's the thing now is either they're going to go with let's squeeze in Division 4, but Kyle won't fit, so we're going to have to find a substitution for him that won't necessarily fit our style. And then it's not like there's also the whole play with your friends mentality. Like I don't want to play with random guys just to play in a division where I can play.
But I want to be able to compete with my friends too. Right?
Yeah, for sure. So now we're looking at a different Brocasian where they went down in the division. Christian Sarantola is not playing quarterback; he's playing receiver. Justin Sarantola is playing quarterback instead. There's a funny story with Brocasian that every season Christian Sarantola doesn't play quarterback. They make the playoffs and go far. Sometimes even win the championship.
On 2 occasions won a championship.
But do they remind you of like the Mike McCarthy offense and how they play that read option, which has not really worked on teams?
Well, I don't know if they're going to do it again without Christian Sarantola being the guy getting the snaps, right?
The guy to look out for to replace Kalabowski is Owen Bojarski. I don't know. I can't read his name.
Jaworski.
He was playing in the lower
Josh.
divisions.
He's a solid quarterback in Division 6 for Vultures, and he's a running quarterback. He's insanely quick.
He's not a quarterback. He's a great receiver.
But I'm saying in Division, because of his athleticism, has been a successful
I think
quarterback
he was forced
despite
to.
not being a natural quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think this is a better fit for his skill set, and I think that's going to be the missing piece. It'll take him a couple of weeks to get there, though. I don't know what happened to my voice. It happened, right?
It cracked.
Sorry, not doing it on purpose.
But you also have Christian Sarantola as a receiver who's a stud athlete that's going to be able to give his brother a lot of opportunities. This is a well-built team when you look at Brocasian from top to bottom. I think Justin Sarantola is going to need a few weeks to turn around and understand the quarterback position. He's been in FPF for a long time, but he's not a known quarterback, so he's going to make some rookie mistakes. They lost their first game by 3 points, which isn't so bad.
Brookie.
Yes.
Brookie.
So I think
it's not Brocasian. It's Brocasian.
So la vocation. So I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be all right down the stretch. I think they're going to be a strong team.
Occasionally.
Okay, stop.
That's a bromance. 5B. 5B are the team to beat in 5B. They have had a Regal-like history of championships in their time in FPF. Do you think the U are the team to beat in this division?
Yes.
Nope.
All right, I want to hear Peeze first and then Simon second.
Give
please.
me the process. Much like their name, a team that had a lot of talent.
Okay, but could there be 2 teams? to beat?
But why do you believe they're not?
Much like Highlander, there can be only one.
Okay.
So why don't you believe the U is a team that could make another deep?
Because they're not as good as the process.
That's fair.
That's
So they're number 2 to process being number 1.
Yeah.
And since they don't
Which is why there can only be one.
and since they don't play each other, we'll never know.
Well, they may play each other.
They could play in the final.
Yeah, in the finals only.
I'm surprised the process still fits in 5B. To be honest,
It's fair.
it's a really really good team. They're all tackle guys, so it took them a second to learn. Dondre Borden, Jacob Boydman, Noah Groper are all unstoppable in the red zone. They add Andrew Langbert. Man, this team was already good. They're a lot better now. Andrew Langbert's knowledge of the game will help them progress quickly.
Well, he's got all that game film, right?
What?
He has all that game film that he's learned.
I don't know what the reference is.
He literally films every game.
Yeah.
Oh, then yes, he has all that game film.
But it's not because he's filming to watch games. He's filmed to see his stats.
Also fact.
Facts are
I
facts.
feel like there's so many inside things that I'm not aware of.
Literally, he will message us the day after being like, hey, I actually had 3 PDs and not 2. And usually we don't correct this stuff because we trust our scorekeeps, except that he actually has game film and will send us clips if necessary to prove that, yes, look, here, here, and here. So now we just trust
What
him.
you do is you make
Trust
him,
the process.
I want to
make him clip it up, and then when he sends you all the clips, that he
Still
spent
don't
time editing,
adjust
be like, "Shut up, jerk."
I want to see him
That's why
one
he doesn't
time
message you.
email whoever it is. I know he's emailed me a couple of times. Just say, hey guys, I had 3 PDs, not 4 PDs, and see if he will take less than what was given to him.
He has.
No, that'll never. No, you never.
No,
have
he
to.
hasn't.
Yep.
Don't believe you.
Yep.
No way. I
don't
want to
believe
see
you.
visual evidence.
I
of
just
that.
called him a jerk. It's not possible.
I mean,
It's not possible that I'm wrong. Therefore,
I mean,
it never happened.
Wow.
All right, what team likes ECW? Are we?
I like ECW.
Easy dubs.
I like ECW. Jeremy White's improving at an alarming rate, and it's alarming for every other team in the division.
So is that the biggest obstacle for the process on that side of the bracket? Is ECW, or could it be the Bruins? Could it be the Punishers? That could be, or even A-Town. I know we speak about A-Town, but are these the teams that could give them a tough road to the
Man,
championship?
the blowouts in 5B.
I think conference is gonna have a lot of blowouts.
Yeah.
Process is a very strong team. ECW is a good team also, but I just think the process is a little bit better. And if we're looking at the rest of the way, somebody's gonna have to step up to stop the process. Like, even
I have one team that can do it.
Who?
In week 2, Monday Night Football, ECW process at Hebert.
That's a good game. If we had game of the week this early, I would say that's the game of the week in FPL.
But
I like
but
that.
I know it's early, but gentlemen, do you think this game is a real determining factor who's going to win the division?
it's good. Yes.
Yes, because neither
Well,
of them
the
are going to
conference.
have more than 2 losses.
Who's gonna
So
win
this
the
is going
conference? Yes.
to after 2 weeks of play, we're going to
Yeah.
have a division winner then.
Yes, I think so, because it'll be tough because they'll have a game and a half on the other team, and we don't expect the teams to have many losses.
Yeah, I agree with Peeze. To me, looking at 5A Conference A, that's the 2 teams that stand out the most.
Well, here's the thing, right? They got the process has ECW Monday night. Then on the 23rd on Wednesday they have the Speakeasy, which is a good team themselves, and they play Tough Lung. So that's a very tough 4-game schedule for the process. But if they come away 3-1,
If they come away 4-0.
4-0, I think they win the division hands down. But
If they come away from that 4-0, they're most likely going to go 10-0.
I think at minimum they'll be 3-1.
If they don't go 4-0, they're a disappointment to their entire families.
All right, that is it from Peeze. Wow. A team that you think will fail miserably in 5B.
In 5B?
Yeah, in 5B. A team that will
So
fail.
5A or 5B?
5B.
They're just bouncing around like that.
Well, if
Who do
Black
we-
Knights feel that roster, they will go 0-10.
That's 5A.
Oh, that's 5A. Sorry.
Well, as long as they don't-
Simo.
As long as they don't play during the next week, they'll be all right.
Well, then they'll definitely fail.
No,
in
that's 5B. Was it
5B, man.
I'm
Yeah,
so
it's
confused.
5B. Shut up.
I'm so confused.
You're so useless.
I didn't Simo. You Simone.
And who's going to fail in 5B?
Like a team that you know, a well-known team, where it could be Tropic Thunder or someone else that you think will fail miserably in 5B.
I was gonna go with Tropic Thunder or like Thundercats. I don't think either of these teams. First of all, if you're using Thunder, you're most likely not winning. But I just don't see it. I don't see it panning out well for either of these teams. There's a lot of known commodities, but it's not as neither have a strong quarterback and neither have a strong defense also. So you're stuck in between.
We did get comments in our Facebook
Oh,
live chat from Nimrod Janakowski saying
yes.
Tropic Thunder, but that was from half an hour ago. But I figure I read it out now that you're talking shit about them.
Still works.
Yeah,
Listen,
so he agrees. He agrees they won't win.
every time Nimrod says something, they lose.
You know he's a big fan of me. Huge fan of me.
Well,
Why?
You need to have one.
Yeah, yeah. I
Much
have
like
one.
Highlander, there can be only one.
Where they go, only one. That is correct.
Why is he a fan of you?
I have no idea. I think I praised them last spring.
Maybe
maybe
it's
I'm
that gel
gonna
thing. Mokan.
I'm gonna go with Kneed help.
Well,
I'm aware that's not how you
Kneed?
pronounce it. Kneed.
But
Kneed. You know how you knead dough?
okay.
I'm going with Kneed help. Honestly, it's not even a bad team. It's just a lot of random pieces. And I just think that there's well-built teams in 5B, and they're not one of them.
All right, so 5B final. Who do you have playing representing the Conference A and representing Conference B? Who will be the two teams in the winner, please?
Process beats Takeover,
What's the final score here?
37-19.
Takeover
no.
in the finals.
Yes.
No 5 plays.
No, I'm thinking it's gonna be a heavyweight matchup. The U against the Process in 5B, and then the finals. We'll see what happens.
Give us a pick. There's no. Let's see the finals. You know.
Give me the U in the finals.
No one's
to beat the
going to
Process.
remember, Simo.
Yeah,
Everybody's gonna
exactly.
remember.
No. One person will. Andrew Langbert.
Give me the
Because he'll
U.
have film.
Yeah, he'll have film
on
of
his
this.
podcast.
Give me the U against the Process, and the U wins in the finals. For 5B and 5A.
Oh, hold on. I need to make my pick as well.
Sorry, go on, Makan.
The U over EZW. 5A.
Okay, 5A. I got Super Saiyans representing Conference A against.
Nakatomi Survivors. Easy, no problem.
Even though they lost.
I was just like, what is this team?
9-1.
And representing Conference B, I'm gonna go with Outlaws. And Super Saiyans wins their first championship as a franchise? Question mark.
You know, when you look like a douchebag.
Nakatomi Survivors.
Best team picture ever. We're not even taking one this week. We refuse. We have our team picture.
Does the president know?
What?
Does the president know about this?
I'm
No,
pretty sure
he'll find out soon, though.
Guys, seriously, guys.
So, funny story. I actually did that by accident.
It's not funny,
So
but go
I
on.
needed a way to reference or upload the image for Peeze's article for Division 6. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take Nakatomi because I'm on the team. I'll just upload it as a picture, profile picture. And then once I'm done with it, it's on the server. And then I can just remove it as our image. And then after I did that, I realized there's no way to actually remove the image for a team.
You feel
So
miserable.
I had to replace it. And I found this on my desktop. So
it was so funny.
So, Eagle, can you do me a favor and Google the definition for the word funny?
I have.
Urban Dictionary funny.
Urban Dictionary funny.
let's
please.
not.
I'm gonna go GLC.
Oh yeah, in the finals.
In
That's
the finals.
funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just going for the joke there.
Against Super Saiyans and GLC winning.
GLC beating Super Saiyans.
Yeah, you know why? Because Jordan Alar's gonna come up to me. Hey, Mokan, I watched that podcast. I got you. All right, man. This can be your roster, and we'll get the game
He's
going.
got
Just
you.
for that reason alone, Jordan Lard is going to be trash all season.
He's got you.
Yeah.
He's
by
going to get
losing?
carried by his
Like he-
defense, and he'll play bad on the defense.
He does
The
like a
rest of his
So-
defense
so-
will carry him.
So Jordan is gonna come up to Mocha and say, "I got you," because he predicted him to win. So he's gonna get Mokan by
Like, it's
losing
like
the game on purpose.
It's a circle quirk.
It's like an internal motivation for him because when we pick against, or when I pick against Super Saiyans, he always sees me, right?
Internal or eternal?
Well, it's an internal.
But it could last forever.
It could last forever.
Therefore,
Yes.
eternal. Could
So-
be two things, Mo.
It could be two things.
One
but it's
thing
internal,
can be two.
internal motivation.
Grapefruits.
So
Yeah, it's
he'll
grape and a
always have that. So I know when I see Jordan Lard, he's gonna be like, all right, picked against us.
It's not a grape. It's not even grape.
Pineapple.
Have you guys ever put grapes in the freezer for 48 hours and tried it?
No.
Why?
Apparently, it's really good.
So you have it.
I have not. I'm asking you guys. I thought you guys did.
Are you making ice wine?
No, you're not. No. Someone told me put like whatever. Put some grapes in the freezer for 2 days or a day, whatever it is. Take it out and try it. It's really good.
Have you ever gone to Bali? Because I have not.
No, I have never.
This
been
is
to
the
Bali.
most random fact.
You brought up grapes, so I was
Have
thinking
you
about
ever
grapes.
owned a Tesla? Because I have not.
I know people that own Teslas. Teslas are very nice.
Have you tried a Tesla? It's a great car. I don't have one, but
I have not.
Never. All right, a reminder, guys. This year, the Div 5A or 5 and 5B riders are Francois Martin and Corey Woloski. They'll have the English and French. Corey with the English, Francois with the French. A reminder for the Monday games in Saint Laurent. Due to unseen circumstances, only 2 fields will be available to us. So whoever is a team captain, please be advised to look for your Monday Saint Laurent schedule. That could be reschedule for late March on a Monday or Wednesday night. Eagle, when should we find out with this decision from the FPF
I
world?
think we're working on it, and it'll be done, I want to say, within 2 weeks.
So within 2 weeks. So I advise all the captains in 5A and 5B to look at your emails from Robert Campana, who will notify you if your game's been rescheduled, if you're playing Monday in Saint Laurent to the last week of the season.
And I'm pretty sure he's obviously going to do the weeks in order. So the week 2 games are the ones that are being moved first, and I think they're going to do week by week. So by the time we get to the end, it'll take a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So please be advised about that. And again, Francois and Corey will have articles throughout the season, and maybe prove us wrong, Super Saiyans, on making it to the finals and winning that as well.
He's got you. He's gonna lose.
Like this. All right, Mokan. I got you. Pick against us? Okay, no problem. Have some grapes. Freeze them for 48 hours. Tastes good.
I'm gonna try it.
Try it. No, seriously, try it. Let me know how it goes.
The first thing I'm gonna do tonight, I'm gonna get home, take grapes, throw them in the freezer, forget it. I'm gonna come back in a month and say, "All right, grapes. Why are they here?"
All freezer burned because they've been there for 6 months.
I wonder if they get hard. Maybe. I'll find out. All right, magic words, please.
That was a weird voice. That was a very.
Do grapes get hard?
Good night, Alabama.
Again?
Yeah, because they lost. I don't know if you know that.
They didn't lose twice.
They kind of did. I don't know if you saw that game.
Ayo. I did. It was sad. Almost as sad as Georgia not making the playoffs.
Sorry?
Almost as sad as Georgia not making the playoffs.
Almost as sad as your entire life.